My family profited from the transatlantic trade in African people. My name's John Dower. I'm a member of the Trevelyan family.
There are two opposing things I don't understand about this video. Two very different things that are almost, for me, on the opposite ends of a scale. Let me explain. So this guy's name, one thing, this guy's name is Trevelyan. How could you have the name Trevelyan and not know your family history, on which side of history you're on? Now, it's not the name, it's not necessarily the same as having a name like Schmittler. No, it's not. But, so my point is, you can have a dark history. You can have a dark history and your kids and your grandkids won't know. You can tell a couple of white lies, you can exaggerate the truth, you can leave some things out, and after a generation or two, your own kids might not know. Now, someone in another part of the country, another part of the continent, the other side of the world, they might know, but really, does it matter? If you got money, power, respect from your own circles, and someone across the world is skeptical, untrustworthy, doesn't like you, has questions about your family history, maybe it doesn't matter. Crazy, interesting. So, first point is that crazy things can happen in your family and your kids and grandkids might not know. So, I guess it's all good then. But I am surprised. I am surprised he comes across, and this is my second point I'll get onto in a minute, but he comes across as a good stand-up guy, a really good stand-up guy. That's my second point though. My first point is, I'm surprised that he didn't know. Almost to the level I just can't believe that he doesn't know. I mean, I know, and if you don't know, that's okay. We're all here to educate each other. Listen, watch this video. Trevelyans, the Trevelyans. I only wish everyone in this family would take a leaf from his book and be just a bit like him, just a little bit. The other point I want to make is the comments from his video are wild. This guy has recently learned about his family history, his dark family history. His reaction is the right one. He is remorseful. He wants to learn. He wants to do better. He regrets the past. Even though he wasn't there, he takes responsibility for his family's actions. And he is thinking and finding ways to recompense, to reconcile, to atone. You know, it's the right response. But people who are not in his family, maybe people who are racist, maybe people who are supremacist, are saying, none of you, it's nothing to do, you weren't there. Why are you sorry? Why are you apologetic? Why are you apologizing? They profited from it. They benefited from it. What's wrong with you? Just don't apologize to them. That is not he is taking accountability. He's trying to. Now, some people are saying, and I've heard people in seminars, talks saying, it's all a ruse. His family are not sorry, like many of the Trevelyans who have come out to say they're not sorry at all. And some recently, I don't know if it's his aunt or a female member of his family, came out and offered a paltry sum as reparations. So she offered monetary reparations, and it was a ridiculous amount of money. I can't remember what it was. I can't remember. I read somewhere recently that it was like, I don't know, it was a really low sum of money. I won't even put a number on it. It was very low. It was silly for her to say it. She could have just said something else. But what I don't get is people who are nothing to do with this topic, very little to do with this topic, are telling a man who is learning about his history, wants to get involved with his, I wouldn't say family business, his history, who wants to be on the right side of history. You've got people saying, no, screw those people. Don't apologize. Don't be apologetic. Don't try to have a dialogue. Screw them. These comments are crazy. But I'm impressed by the way he's taken the news. If what he says is true and authentic, and judging by his countenance, he looks like, from how he speaks and how he comes across, he looks like he's authentically disgusted by his family past, and he wants to do what he can within his means, whatever he thinks is the right course of action. He wants to do something positive. We can talk about reparations on another video. He's not doing his video from a gold-plated mansion in the Bahamas. So I don't know what his situation is now. But I think if we're talking about reparations, which we're not, it is not simple. It is not slam dunk. It's not easy. It's not about give me the shirt off your back to repay. It's not that's not the way to go, in my opinion. I think it's more complicated and nuanced than that. But this is the reaction you should take and learn from this guy. If you have a second name Trevelyan, for example, this should be your response. Same way if you have, I could list a number of names, and many of them are not common names. Trevelyan is not a common name. There are many names that groups of people who were involved in the past in a negative way, and they have unique or uncommon names. There's no point listing these names now. This is not the point of this video either. But if you find out something dark in your family history, you have a choice: do better or follow the past. Let's move forward. Better days are ahead. Like he said, better days are ahead. So all this kind of make America great again stuff as well. He said it best. This guy said it best. Trevelyan said it best. Better days are ahead of us.
I had the impression that my family were linked to the great and the good in the abolition movement, that they had always been public-facing, philanthropic. They were politicians. My great-grandfather was in the Labour cabinet, and therefore I had the impression that we were on the side of the good guys. In 2016, after reading an article by David Olusoga, I went to the Legacies of Slavery database, put the name Trevelyan into the search bar, and discovered that our family were linked very seriously to enslavement and plantation ownership, and that was the moment my life changed. The other thing I felt was, oh my God, I'm not who I think I am. I'm actually a member of the establishment, the privileged class. I think coming to terms with the trickle-down effect of all of that sense of entitlement, wealth, privilege is common amongst many, many, many people in this country, many of whom do not want to admit that. And that includes the British Museum. I want our institutions, our culture, our society to be able to move beyond just glorying in our past as if our best days were behind us. They're not. We're a better society today than we were back then. So a confident 21st century British Museum can and must do a better job of talking about the role of slavery played in our modern world.